Good day, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back. It has been a long week for us here at the Banter. We missed you on Wednesday, but I hope you had a great day with your significant other or whatever you did. But yeah, you are watching Borderline Banter. We have a lot to get into tonight. From like the title says, the nutty getting out of control. The nuts are getting out of control, all the way to maggots flying. But yeah, we'll get into all that. Before we do get started, I want to give a shout out to one of our biggest supporters here at Borderline Banter, and that is Avery Jane. He's one of our biggest gifted subbers. He subscribes. I just want to say thank you very much, and you're a good guy. We're always thinking here at the Banter. But yeah, as always, moving the mouse around, we have Dustin. Dustin, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. We made it to Friday. We had a pretty fun Valentine's Day here at the Dustin household. So
That's
we're ready
good.
to do some Friday night bantering though. We got
Cool.
maggots. We
Maggots.
got
So
we got acorns. We got maggots. We got Trump.
sounds
We got all the hits.
yeah
Should
okay.
be should be pretty good.
Well, look. I didn't realize, but we passed our goal.
Yes, we did.
Look at that. Well, woo! If I had a
Okay.
soundboard, I'd make a clap sound right now. But yeah, we made it. We had goals 250. We are at 252. So I'm definitely going to have to
Do
update
that.
that after the show. But yeah, do you have anything to say before we get going here?
Just thanks for all the support, everyone. I
Yeah,
basically already said it in
yeah, I
chat.
saw that.
So
Thank you.
just
I
thanks to
just wanted to
everyone.
give
And
Avery a good shout out because he gave us a sub yesterday and we weren't even streaming.
yep. All right. Well, you ready to jump into some acorns?
Let's jump in right to the acorn.
All right, we got a new website here too. I was a little like, "Whoa, what is this?" when I was pulling up the links today. From police1.com.
So I'm thinking this is probably more of an independent story, just talking about police stories from around the world.
Okay, I was like,
Um,
"What is this like from the police?" Or that
Yeah,
was
I don't
literally
know.
gonna be my
Maybe this will.
question. It's like
Anyway, probably not.
in the top right it says Lexipol Media Group, so I'm thinking probably not. Otherwise, we would have some more
It's
stuff up here.
probably just like not a private, but a small little group that like just does stories on police. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyway, this has been fact checked, and we actually have a video. So,
Yep.
video: Florida officer shoots at cuffed suspect after mistaking acorn landing on cruiser for gunfire. So yeah,
The suspect who was inside the cruiser at the time was not hit by any of the bullets.
freaking
So that's good.
stormtrooper, freaking cop,
Yeah.
freaking is a little trigger friendly.
Well,
Um,
yeah, I mean, this title just says shoots and doesn't actually give you kind of like how many bullets he fired.
yeah.
It was a
So,
lot of bullets to say not hit by any of them is like almost a miracle
and
because
actually,
I
there's
think by looking at it with 2 full clips,
yeah. So we're gonna
uh,
play this. Or to make sure my volume is on so we can hear it. Viewer discretion is advised. Who is this video from?
it looks like it was posted on YouTube via New York Post. They have their own account out there with some subscribers. You can go out there and check it out directly from them.
Okay, yeah. I just want to
Uh,
give them the right credit.
Police
So,
1 so Police 1 is borrowing it, and we're borrowing it through them, but, originally New York Post.
okay.
And hopefully,
Want to
let's
open
check
it
the
up?
volume here.
Want to make it big, please?
Is it still good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. I've never done a full screen, so
Shots fired! Shots
So
fired!
go back. Stop for a second. Stop. Let's go back here. Okay. So, did you guys hear anything? Let's go back right before he's walking up.
yeah.
You might have to replay it a few times just to see if you can hear it because you
Yeah,
can hear it, but it's
and
so
just to help
slightly.
with the recognition, what actually is happening is this tree here to the left, something is falling from it
And
onto the roof of the car.
as you can see, it's
As
windy
he's
too.
walking by,
As go
you're
back to the
not going to
start.
see
Go
that
back to the
though.
start. You can see how windy it is. Like look at the tree
Yeah,
before. Like
yeah.
look at the
You're
tree.
not going to see
Just
the acorn, but if you really listen, you should hear
yeah.
something eventually. It took me like 4 tries to hear anything.
But like it's not that windy, but it's a little windy. The trees are blowing. Like I guess right there. It's really hard to hear, but it was
There's
right
almost
there.
like
Tick tick.
there's almost like a click
It was a click, not even a gunshot. Yeah.
right there at the
Yeah.
very end
Now,
as I was
okay.
pausing. There's like a
As a
click.
trained police officer, you should know what a gun sounds like. You know,
For well,
that's like
yes.
like okay. I'm on a Facebook group here, and every night there's a car backfiring or fireworks. Oh, someone's up. Someone posts. There's shots. Shots. Like no. I get that. They're civilian. They don't hear gunshots all the time. But cop, they should definitely know what it is. So let's watch it. Let's continue on.
Yeah.
Just Let's
Yeah,
stop.
we'll hear the click one more time. There it was. And he does like a double corn roll here.
Okay, I get
Made famous by Cornwood.
Stop before we go here. Okay, now, who that, other than in Hollywood, why would you use that technique?
Like I was saying, it's corn roll. It comes from Cornwood. He plays GTA RP for a big server called No Pixel. And he made this a famous maneuver, and I think police are actually watching him.
Maybe because there's no reason.
Like I don't get it. There's no reason to do this. Maybe
Yeah.
Dark Souls, isn't that the one where you also dodge roll?
Now I can't tell. Right to the left, is that a person or is that just a blob? Like.
And Jay's Blaze says, "Effing squirrels."
Hey.
I can't disagree more. I mean, it almost got a person killed. This fucking squirrel.
Question that right there, like right to the left of the, like right beneath his left hand, is that a person or is that just a van?
I was actually wondering that as well.
I can't really tell. That looks like a person.
They moved. They moved. Hold on.
Just fire!
Okay, let's watch it through. Then we can go over that again too. Yeah, that's definitely a person. So now
that's a person.
He's firing down range towards people. So mind you, when you cuff somebody as a police, I'm not a cop, but before you put anyone in the back of your cop car, number one rule is you're searching them. Right? Doesn't matter. Even if you get passed off from another cop car and they said he is clean, you still search the suspect. That is a number
safety
one
involved.
rule.
Yeah.
You know? And he's in handcuffs. So tell me why does this guy, I don't know, the second thing is, why does the guy's in handcuffs, okay?
Right. There's zero context clues to like make this make sense. Is basically what you're saying. Like every context clue that this guy has should tell him that's not what's happened. Okay. And to figure out another answer before what he's about to do.
So we'll play it out this time.
Maybe. We'll probably pause again.
It's just, okay. Here it goes.
You know. I'm here.
Okay, stop. Yeah, you're right. We'll pause
I told you we're probably going to stop again because when he says that part.
That over again. Okay. So.
And he fell on his side here, but he's still shooting. He's doing some Hollywood action stuff right here.
You don't have the aim when you're doing that.
Also, what hit him?
So I don't know. Maybe it was one of his cell locations that went up and went in his shirt. Maybe it was.
We actually theorized this.
Like maybe it was a piece of glass.
Me and Jays were actually thinking
maybe it was a rock.
It could be something like that.
Right. So
his own shell casing discharging is the most likely thing he thought happened.
So
the other, well, I guess maybe the second most. The first is him falling to the ground.
Yeah. He could have hit something.
Or the double corn roll, or rolling to the ground. His knee or leg probably feels in pain.
So yeah, exactly. So let's go back a few seconds so we can watch the whole shooting again. Like look at. What does he see? And again, look at. He doesn't see anything. He doesn't jump.
No, he sees nothing. He sees a car and he shoots at a car.
No, and
You know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and and now he's got the other cop firing at the cop car too.
I'm hit.
Fortunately, the person over there is taking cover.
He's hit, so he drops his clip.
I'm in the car. I ain't shot.
No, you're not shot.
Oh.
Yeah, we know at this point he is not shot. For anyone unclear watching this, he's definitely not shot. His gun is spent. It's the only reason he stopped shooting.
Well, he should have another clip, you think. But yeah, he's got a clip right there.
I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good.
Okay, pause that. Wait, whoa. He's good, but he feels weird.
If I feel weird, but I'm good.
Like,
actually, I decided.
I was high one time, so was you doing all right? Like, no, like, yeah,
I'm weird.
I'm
but
not
I feel
okay,
good.
man.
Oh, wait, I'm not okay.
Yeah,
I feel weird.
And it's okay not to be okay.
Look, we're not saying this officer's on drugs.
No.
It's just such a weird freaking thing to say.
And no, I'm not defending officers, but they're on high. It depends on where you are. Now, this doesn't look like one of those places, but some cops are on high alert. Depends on the area, the place you are at, and some cops are pretty scary. But this looks like a residential neighborhood.
It does.
The guys in cuffs and all that. But yeah, let's see what else happens.
Oh, and by the way, this up here, I just now noticed, this is November of 2023 when they actually occurred. You know, news is always a little laggy, especially to get the body cam.
They know, but the thing is a body cam. They had to do investigation and all that, so.
Yeah. All right.
He's back up. He doesn't even put his clip in his gun. There's no bullets in his gun right now.
I'm good.
What the hell, officer? I'm pretty sure that's his full clip on the ground there. I saw the bullet.
I don't know.
And that's his sister freaking out because her, I don't know, sister.
I might have hit my vest.
That could be wrong, but I don't think. And yeah, he's got. Now they've got other people putting other people in danger because all these cops are rushing. They're not, they're speeding there to save their fellow officers, putting other people at risk.
From an acorn. Save him from the acorn. Now, at what point does he know he fucked up? Because at some point, he knows he fucked up.
Unless it was
at that point, he's a radio.
Unless it was a plan that he wanted to kill the guy.
It might have hit my vest. I don't know.
He wanted to kill him.
What did he say right there?
It might have hit my vest.
It might have hit my vest. I don't know. But I'm not.
It might have hit his vest. That's
like no, okay. Yeah. Even with the vest, you feel when you got hit by a bullet. I'm sorry to say, like
yeah, and also you have torn clothing to like determine where it was.
And again,
I don't know.
Unlike in the movies, people get hit by a bullet. In a bulletproof vest, they just take the vest off and walk away. It doesn't work that way. I got you. What do you mean? But I'm like at this. Like,
yeah.
Just come back. Mark vehicle right there. Dude, am I hit? Come on.
My hit. I guess your adrenaline's running. But here's the other view. Okay, I've never seen this view actually.
Yeah, this is the other. Yeah, before we see this, this is the other officer that. This is the second definite clip that was unloaded.
So yeah, the person we saw in the video was the person running here.
Yeah, and so he's behind the vehicle.
That's him after second barrel right there. Okay, now he's crossfire.
Yeah,
that's I mean, that is still crossfire.
It's not great. I mean, as long as the other officer stays over to the right,
with the ricochet off the metal and stuff.
It's still not a great idea. This is still a terrible idea. Residential.
Yeah.
Also started by an acorn.
Okay.
Jason.
Wait, before we go
Jason Chat says that they fired him. Yeah. So because this is so delayed, we now know the result.
So now this is the cop. They don't know what's going on. They just
this is cop resigns.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure.
Yeah, before they get fired. But this cop running up right now to the scene. She doesn't know what is going on. All she knows is what her partner says.
This is a much different thing. She's responding to an officer.
I'm hit. Shots fired. Okay, so let's. Just for the record.
For the record, she's not responding to the acorn. She's responding to something sensible.
She's actually returning, but
this is a much different judgment on this person, and I could see her nails. This is a lady cop. I thought that's what I remembered reading as well. But yeah, way less fault for this cop because she's responding to an officer she believes has just been hit from a gun and has already expended his clip.
Your heat of the moment, you shoot what your target. You shoot what your partner's shooting.
So she's doing what they're trained to do.
You shoot. He's shooting at the target. She's shooting at the target.
I'm not sure exactly what the target is because neither of them hit. Neither of them actually hit the person. So I'm not sure exactly what the target is.
Get in the house! Get in the house!
So she's making the crossfire a little better here.
Yeah,
she's actually gone behind all these vehicles on the right. It's way less crossfire now. Still residential though.
Yeah.
You see Officer Corn roll over here. And I think he has a big cover behind these vehicles in a moment. We saw him behind this car, I think.
Guy should never get a call.
Where is he?
Yeah, he's bailing. Crawling. Yeah, he's back behind there now. And that's where a bunch of other officers are going to come at that stop sign.
Shots fired. Shots fired. I got a deputy down.
Yeah, and she's freaking out because that's a friend or a girlfriend.
Where are you hit? Where are you hit? No! Get back! No! Get back!
Anybody shouldn't do anything, please.
Yeah, that's horrible. Oh my God, the page is going through it. I can hear her voice.
No!
Get back! Get back! I'm not gonna tell you go!
Oh
Get back! Get back! Get her! Get her!
Yeah, the only person there actually talking sense and they're saying get back.
Yeah. Now again, the second cop that came up, she did not know the situation. She would have fired to nothing. No, but she sees her partner down, and they're people, right? They see their partner down. They're like, okay, they actually like, who's gonna fucking fall over when there's no shots falling at him? I'm hit.
Right. No.
So in her mind, he was hit by a bullet, and she needs to neutralize that threat.
Right. The problem is she never identified where the threat was.
But he said he did say there. She asked where.
Yeah, he said in the car,
yeah.
and then she shot at the car, hitting no one. Remember,
I don't know how to react to
not hit by any bullets was in the headline.
Yeah, it was like
so she hit no one, meaning she never acquired a target.
Well, it's pretty hard to shoot through a car.
There's no reason not to hit them.
I know most shots don't hit anyway. You know that? Like, there is a
that's because of a lack of training. No, that's kind of what this is showing on her part.
Like, just here, like
this was a lack of training on her part. I mean, gun safety 101 is you don't pull the trigger to point it at the target. Did I lose Mike?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
You still on the screen? Am I?
Yeah.
I just lost something. So I'm just trying to find something here. Sorry. But yeah, no, anyway. But yeah, it was a horrible situation, like a horrible cop. Way no training, but how long has he been on the force? Does it say how long he's been on the force for?
So the cop or former cop is Jesse Hernandez, Oskaloosa County Sheriff's Office. And like we saw in the clip, November 12th is when this happened. The partner is Beth Roberts. Let's see. Do we know how long either of them were on the force?
The female was a sergeant, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, this is a quote from the person who was in the car at the time.
Yeah.
Windows were shattering on me the whole time as bullets continued flying across me. I was blessed not to get hit by any bullets or get hurt physically, but mentally, I'm not okay.
No doubt.
And I haven't been the same since, and I don't think this feeling I have will
ever change. It will never change. That's...
Right, because like he was fully in custody.
Yeah. No, like he's in the back.
You're in their custody, you're in their care, and they open fire. How do you stop them from opening fire? Because you didn't start anything. How do you stop it? I have no idea how it stopped.
No,
other than the rest of the everybody responding was like, nothing's happening.
I hope he gets paid out for a good
lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's the next thing we'll see on this story is the payout, because it's just no reason to do this. This is completely, and that's why he resigned after being probably saying, hey, you're gonna get fired if you don't resign. Problem with resigning is another place where we'll be able to hire him.
Exactly. Right?
And that's what needs to change. They need to make a federal database.
Yeah.
So that no police can hire if you're on the federal database. Just make a list. Make it federal. Right? Put them all on it.
So,
you know?
You can still apply any small precinct or whatever you want, or any independent one, but...
And that's just the one officer. I believe the other one is probably still working. I think she should get fired / resign as well.
I have really mixed feelings about that, though. Like, I don't agree with what she did, but she saw her partner go again. Yeah, she should not have shot, but for all she knows is that guy had a gun and was about to kill him. And
okay, so here's a quote from Hernandez. I feel the impact my legs just give out. So is that him saying he got hit in the leg?
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't.
Is this indicative? Yeah. I can't really say for sure. It's a little vague.
He fucking pulled a muscle.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand from his POV. What made him think he was hit? And I think it was the corn rolls on his knees.
Yeah, maybe. I feel the impact. My legs just give out. That's just Hernandez told. I returned fire until I could get cover behind another vehicle. I was parked in the driveway there. So this must be afterwards. This must be...
Yeah. Afterwards. This is an interview afterwards. So later in the interview, Hernandez showed a video of the acorn falling on his car. Debbie Hernandez asked, acorn? Investigator Hogan answered, acorn.
Oh, God. Yeah. So
acorn?
The department. On December 4th, Robert remains a member of the department. So that doesn't tell us.
Yeah, Roberts is... that's Beth Roberts.
Oh, Beth Roberts.
Yeah, Hernandez resigned on December 4th. This is two separate statements.
Oh,
Hernandez resigned on December 4th before being fired. Roberts remains employed, and I see Jason Chat says I think she should be fired.
Yeah, I just have mixed feelings for why I said that. You could I maybe put her on desk duty for a few months, get retraining, blow her, demote her. Because she it's one of those things we can't say I'm not saying cops can be easy. That's a different situation because it looks like a good neighborhood. But she honestly could hear it. She actually thought her partner was shot. She thought he was getting shot at.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying it's a problem of what she thought. I think it's a problem of what she was aiming at.
But
not a suspect. She was blindly aiming and shooting. I don't like that.
Again,
these are people we trust with weapons, and I don't trust that person with a weapon anymore.
I'm not but yeah.
I watched the video. I don't trust her with a weapon.
If someone pointed and said, he's shooting me, but yeah, I would probably see the target. But I can't say. Heat of the moment, you can't say with that they're human beings, right? But glad he.
No,
he
but I
should be
can judge
fired.
a human being's actions afterwards.
Eh.
I don't care what made you take the action. You took the action.
What do we have next?
All right. Next up, AP News brings us this one. Judge orders Trump and his companies to pay $355 million in New York civil fraud case. So I guess he lost a case.
Yeah, it's over.
Another case.
Yeah.
He just lost the. He recently lost the other one as well.
Okay. So...
I don't remember if we covered that because we usually don't do all the Trump stories, but hey, this one's a lot of money. It looks like this was that one that he did with that judge thing. Did we watch that on the show? It was like the '90s sitcom clip.
I can't
with
say.
the judge and Trump.
No, but I've seen. He's been on lots.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere you. Oh, was that Family Matters? No, that was like Full House.
No, it's Full House. They use the Full House music and intro kind of thing with Judge Endogan.
Okay.
You remember that judge they kept saying was biased? That one. I think he was the judge in this case, but we'll find out. Here's him looking angry.
He doesn't really like. Just looks like normal. I don't know. He's like, yeah.
Looks angry.
But okay. Okay, so that's about 1/40 of his money. That's if he pays.
Well, what do you mean?
That's with his business, and that's his son too. I'm pretty sure Eric is part of this as well. So you have to add that in. In fact, I'm just saying his net worth is $3.9 billion.
Okay, so we just let him do things then.
No,
we don't charge him the penalties.
Well,
no, we do still do it. Okay.
Where did I say no? Where did I say no? I was like,
well, you're acting like it's nothing.
It's
not nothing. And also, being worth $3 billion doesn't mean you have liquid $350 million. In fact, most billionaires don't have much liquid at all. Having cash on hand is dumb. Having $355 million on hand would be dumb. Now, what's going to happen is he's going to have to sell something. He's going to have to lose something. Which thing is it? I don't know, but it's something, and that's the penalty in this case. That's what this New York judge has decided.
He's gonna appeal it for sure. So
yeah, and there is mentions of appeals, which obviously you have to have grounds for appeal.
You always
something
try
to be found different.
You always try. You always do your best.
I don't know that they'll find anything different. Do you know what this case was?
Something about the businesses. I know a little bit about it, but not too much. There's so much going on, I can't follow everything,
Well, it wasn't really about his businesses.
Wasn't this?
It was actions he took by his businesses to get loans from banks. It was about basically bank fraud. He would basically overestimate the value of his net worth. That 3.9 billion thing you just said, you're agreeing with his fraud.
Okay.
Basically, when you cite 3 billion, I'm pretty sure that's his fraudulent number.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and that's what he just got found guilty of saying fraudulently to banks to get big loans.
Yeah.
Oh.
That actually says as that 2004 says 2.6 billion.
So yeah, I mean that's the heart of this case is his actual wealth, and when you go to the banks, when you're rich, this doesn't work for me and you. If we go to the bank and ask them for a loan, they're going to say sure at an awful rate and probably small number too. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I just got and they'll lie to you, and they will lie to you about it.
Yeah, they'll lie. Like I think at most I might be able to get $100,000 loan, which buys nothing. Thanks. But somebody like Trump, he's going to get a way bigger loan.
For sure, yeah.
But they're going to base it on the wealth of the wealthy person, because not all wealthy people are equal.
He's going to pay 2%.
Trump is wealthier than a lot of wealthy people.
Yeah.
So when he goes in, they're going to give him more. But he went ahead and just decided like Mar-a-Lago is worth 10 times what it really is. So in order to get 10 times as much money. That's kind of the dumb thing.
Then again, I'm just going to use as an example. This is a 100-gram weight, right?
Well, I have to believe you. I can't hold it.
I'm just saying it's a 100.
It could be.
It's a weight.
10 gram. It could just stay.
It doesn't matter what it is, but I value this at $500, right? I'm like, if you want it, I'll sell it to you for $500. Doesn't matter. It's because what I value this at. Doesn't mean you value it at that, right? You might
right. So when you go into a bank and you show them that, they're going to agree
that's only
with
worth
you, right?
$5, Mike. Like, no, I don't care. I want the 500.
Right. So if you walk into a bank, they're going to agree with that. Then they're going to be like, yeah, that's good collateral for that amount, right? No, they're going to check something else. What are they going to check?
So,
the public market for the thing, and then the public market for that about 10 cents.
Oh, maybe a little bit. Don't devalue my shit, okay?
Sir, please leave the bank, sir.
Don't devalue my weight. But,
I'm
okay.
gonna need you to leave the bank. We're not gonna give you a loan for your paperweight. That looks like it would be fantastic for Pal World.
In fact, that's what I use it for. So it holds down the button. Because in Pal World, it's a video game, but you have to hold down the button sometimes for like 5 minutes. So you just place that on the key, walk away, and do what you gotta do.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said in this article, kind of gets to it pretty quickly. Trump won't have to pay out the money immediately as an appeals process plays out, but the verdict still is a stunning setback for the former president. So yeah, like everything, it's got to go through the appeals process before any monetary stuff happens. So we'll obviously have to wait a little while. I don't know if we'll ever even hear like the appeals.
Yeah,
hopefully
I don't know. Maybe so. We'll see what happens.
Sometimes they get quiet on the follow-ups of things like this, and it's like,
I don't know. I think right with Trump, they're gonna try to throw if he has to pay it, they're gonna put it out there, right? Like maybe not Fox.
Ingeron, that's his name, Arthur Ingeron.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the judge concluded that Trump and his company were, quote, likely to continue their fraudulent ways, end quote, without the financial penalties and other controls he imposed. So that's why he's saying $355 million, because otherwise they would just keep going in and saying the same thing to every bank, because, well, no punishment is, there's no reason not to inflate your wealth every time, maybe even do it more. So yeah, I mean, I agree there needs to be some sort of penalty. It is fraud. If me or you did it, it'd be fraud. If you went in and told them you had $1 million house, but you didn't have $1 million house, and then they found out you didn't, but they'd already given you a loan, they're taking your ass to court and you're losing. You're your ass kicked by them, and that money is not your money. Trump does it, and everybody's like, well, he's worth billions, so maybe he didn't even really do anything. And also, what's things worth?
Well, what are things worth? What is a value of a dollar?
Well, there is a valuation for Mar-a-Lago, and it's a tenth of what he claimed it was.
What is it? What was a dollar worth nowadays anyway? It's worth a dollar, is it? So
a dollar.
The government could just print a dollar anytime with $1, so it's like.
Yeah, the government can print money, but Trump can't.
No, but yeah, well, he kind of does. He makes more money a minute than most of us do in a day, probably.
Possibly, I don't know. I know that it's not worth it to pick up a $20 bill for Bill Gates.
Oh. Yeah, that's crazy. But Donald Trump used to hand out
money to... This is a venial sin. What's venial?
He used to hand out $100 bills to employees of his casino, the people in the kitchen and stuff. Go to the dishwasher, give him a $100 bill, and walk around.
You're talking about Trump's hotel, Trump's casinos?
Yeah, back in the day.
Hold on, we got to learn a word here. They're using a word I don't know. This is a venial sin, not a mortal sin. All right, you know what mortal sin is, right?
Mortal sin? No. Moral? Mortal?
No, mortal. I think this means like you hurt somebody physically.
Mortal sin.
All right, venial means denoting a sin that is not regarded as depriving the soul of divine grace. Slight or pardonable. Okay. This is a slight or pardonable sin, not a mortal sin. All right, hold on. Let me define mortal sin, because I don't think I don't know it. You don't really know it. Fuck. Mortal sin in Roman Catholic theology, the most serious of sins, representing turning away from God.
Anyway, so
according to Christian theology, a gravely sinful. Okay, no, this is stupid. That's gravely sinful act which can lead to damnation if a person does not repent of the sin. I don't know what Ingeron's about. That's some weird shit you're supposed to keep out of my government.
But yeah, Judge. So okay, we'll see what happens. We'll talk about it when it happens.
Did not rob a bank at gunpoint. Donald Trump is not Bernard Madoff. Yet defendants are incapable of admitting the error of their ways. Their complete lack of contrition and remorse borders on pathological, and the frauds found here leap off the page and shock the conscience. Are you shocked? How's your conscience? Is it intact?
See, it is. Eric Trump is involved as well. Like it says, his son has to.
It says your conscience should be shocked. Is it?
Yeah.
Can you
scroll down a little bit more? So yeah, it says his eldest son Trump organized Eric Trump sort of pay $4 million. Yeah. Barred for being officers in your campaigns for 2 years. Companies for 2 years, huh?
And then former CFO Alan Weisselberg has to pay $1 million. Doesn't mention him being barred from the companies, but so wait, that's each were ordered to pay $4 million, so that's 8, 9. It's an extra $9 million on top of the 355, or 364. I mean, these amounts are pretty small, but like somebody like Eric Trump doesn't have a lot of money. I assume Weisselberg does, and I think Trump Jr. does. Sorry, Eric. Yeah, 364. They actually did the math for me.
His net worth is approximately $350 million.
So he'll have to sell something probably, get some stocks cashed in. They're sitting on a bunch of stocks and shit.
Yeah.
All of them are. Trump's response to it, to the verdict, complete and total sham. He wrote on Truth Social Media. Attorney General Letitia James, quote, has been obsessed with getting Trump for years, and that Engoron's decision was an illegal, un-American judgment against me, my family, and my tremendous businesses.
So I guess they would have done the valuation, they would have done the market value and all. So I don't know if that appeal will go anywhere, but it'll just delay him paying it off a little bit longer. And then when he's president, he could probably not pay it for 4 years.
So the judge backed away from an earlier ruling that would have dissolved the former president's companies, which would be quite different from finding them, because it says, yeah, they're going to keep them in business. They're still running.
Yeah.
But they'll have to make some dumb decisions probably to figure out how they're going to pay it when they inevitably lose the appeals, because I really don't see how you appeal this when it's this blatant. It popped off the page. My conscience shocked. Can't tell. Justice has been served, says James. Yeah, Trump's lawyers vowed to appeal. This is really the follow-up we'll get to eventually. Attorney Alina Habba called the verdict manifest injustice, the culmination of a multi-year politically fueled witch hunt, a draconian and unconstitutional fine, and a corporate death penalty. Well, no, they just said above it's not going to take them down. They're going to stay in business. They said that up there. They could have done the death penalty. He said no death penalty. They're fine. It might be a witch hunt. I don't know about that. Might be manifest injustice. I don't know about that. Might be multi-year. I don't know about that. It says 2.5 month trial. She says multi-year, so I'm not sure how that works out.
Alrighty. Well, I think it's time to move on to the next story here.
Yep. We will see more about Trump. It won't end because it's election season, you know?
Yeah.
But hey, let's talk more about airlines. Airlines are really where it's at.
From Gizmodo, Air Canada ordered to pay passenger damages after Chatbot lied about bereavement discounts. Bereavement? What's that word?
Bereavement? It's like when somebody dies, like a family member dies. I guess. I don't know. I guess they get discounts for flights to get to your funeral.
They used to do that. They used to do that back in the day, but you needed I only know that because there was, I think, episode of Seinfeld. But you need a death certificate for it, and you need to be like the son or the parent or sibling of the deceased.
Right. The tribunal judge said Air Canada's suggestion that the chatbot was a, quote, separate legal entity responsible for its own action, quote, didn't make sense.
Okay, so
Air Canada suggested the chatbot would actually be responsible, not them as a company using the chatbot. So I guess that's kind of the crux of it. If a company uses AI and chatbots, the company's still at fault for what happens, right? You can't just say that it's the AI's fault. Kind of like if you pick up a gun, you can't blame Smith & Wesson.
Yeah, so yeah, actually, there you go, exactly. Yeah, it's like...
Right? Does that analogy work?
Okay. Yeah, it's like...
My chatbot did it, not me. Excuse won't fly anymore.
Yeah, no, that's too bad. If you're using AI, exactly, it doesn't matter. If I'm at a job, okay, I'm just gonna use a horrible analogy here, but I'm working.
You don't have to use an analogy. We use it.
Yeah,
you use it for us.
But yeah, what do you mean?
If you used AI to write up some of our blurbs, sometimes we use it to write up blurbs to post on social media, and that AI posts something offensive, and you didn't pre-read anything it did, you went ahead and posted it, you're at fault.
Yeah,
not the AI, right? So you don't even have to make an analogy.
But talking not analogy, not AI at all. Like just human. You're working at a fast food restaurant, right? Someone orders a burger and fries and a pop. You tell them it's $5, but when they get to the window, it's $10. and they demand to pay $5 because they said $5, and they have you say it on camera. Okay, the restaurant will have to pay, let them pay $5. Who who's responsible? The worker or the I actually has a whole analogy. I said it was, but yeah, like who is responsible to pay for is the customer responsible to pay for it, or is the business supposed to honor that $5?
Well,
he said it's
they
$5.
Don't really ever
right?
they don't verbally say it these days.
Okay, not these
they put
days.
it all on a screen. They literally already have a solution for this problem, and that is the screen. And they say, "Does everything look right on the screen?"
I guess because
once you say yes, you've now agreed to the screen, and then they say the total number.
But anyway, the power's out. They're doing things by pen and paper. Guy said because he's horrible at math. Power comes back on before he gets to the window. Turns out it's not $5, it's $10. Well, too bad. You already said it's $5, and you have to pay that $5.
Yeah, and that employee is probably gonna have to pay the company the other $5.
Yes, well, too bad. They get Chatbot to pay them back.
Well, yeah, good luck with Chatbot paying them back. But in your analogy, that's what they would do, and or they'd fire the person.
Yeah, and maybe they should.
So in this case, should they fire Chatbot?
Maybe.
You know. Or maybe they should, use the tool properly.
But it's hard. You can trick Chatbot.
Because it sounds like in that case, your employee needed to be trained properly.
Yeah.
Right? That employee made a mistake. There's training that can fix that wrong, make it right. Employee training is like, how about you oversee your AI? You don't just blindly post things that the AI tells you.
Yeah. I have
in fact, I'm
not gonna lie. Point out my mistake. I posted the wrong picture because it says borderlines, and I'm not gonna lie, I asked AI to make that for me.
Oh yeah, you're showing it right now. Borderline.
I am. I screwed up, but I'm gonna keep it up for the show because it's too late. But that's my bad. But no, I'm not blaming. I'm taking responsibility.
No, I blame
my
you.
fault.
It
is my fault.
That.
Like it is my fault. I'm taking responsibility. ChatGPT fucked that up and messed it up. But
I should be able to do that.
It should.
And you could be frustrated that it didn't do it.
It's my fault for not seeing it. And I saw it. I just actually still posted. I clicked on the wrong.
I don't know. It's one of those things that sometimes it's eye blind. Like when you put "and" at the end of a thing, and then start on the next line and also have "and," your brain doesn't know there was two "ands." Yeah. Never sees it.
Like nobody
doesn't know.
Actually, I showed this to so many people. Only one person realized there was two eyes in there.
Right. So it's like it literally is one of those things where now that I pointed it out, everyone's gonna see it. So thanks for learning it, Mike.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I'm gonna fix it. I will fix it. Actually, I already did fix it. This is an old photo, so that's my bad. But I'm not blaming ChatGPT. I'm glad that Air Canada, because Air Canada is a shitty ass company anyway. But I'm glad they have to pay it back. They have to pay for
it. And this said it resulted in the passenger paying nearly double for the plane ticket. So I guess you get presumably like half off. For the bereavement discount.
I don't know if they even do that anymore.
All right. So this case centered around the experience of Jake Moffat. We'll say that. Who flew round trip from Vancouver to Toronto after his grandmother had died in 2022. At the time, Moffat visited Air Canada's website to book a flight using the company's bereavement rates. According to the tribunal documents, Moffat specifically asked Air Canada to support Chatbot about bereavement rates and received the following reply. Oh, cool. We get the whole thing. Air Canada offers reduced bereavement fares if you need to travel because of an imminent death or a death in your immediate family.
The Chatbot stated,
if you need to travel immediately or have already traveled and would like to submit your ticket for a reduced bereavement rate, kindly do so within 90 days of the date your ticket was issued by completing our ticket refund application form.
So that's what it said. That's what it said. That's what it said exactly.
Must kill all people.
Too bad. And I just looked it up. It's like not all lines offer a discount to relatives, but some do. But yeah, that you have to figure it out from the airline, and it's different per. And I'm actually looking up Air Canada rate now. It's just slow. Okay. Immediate family members only, right?
Yeah. So basically, the robot's saying you could do it after the fact. You had up to 90 days after the fact to do it as a sort of a refund thing. But this is saying that no, you couldn't apply for the
basic fares within North America too. Yeah. So there's a few things, right? Not exceeded. So wait, bereavement that travels that occurs within 10 days of booking and does not exceed 60 days. What does that mean? Does it mean travel that occurs within 10 days of booking and does not exceed 60 days. I don't know what that means. But that's right on Air Canada's website, so.
But it's within 60 days of the flight, so it's 60 days before. This is like 90 days.
So it's stopped by 30
within
days.
90 days of the date your ticket was issued, and that's a past tense, was issued. Within 90 days of past tense, that to me sounds like you have 3 months to do a ticket refund, which makes sense because you paid it. Now you need a refund, so you're paying it, and then they're going to give it back. Like those rebate scams. They're counting on people forgetting to do the refund.
So you also need the name of the hospital, the person that you need to have where the person got the morgue, I guess.
Oh, hey, we got more of your analogy in this one. He went ahead and called and spoke to a human.
Yeah, okay.
He claims a human told him that he would receive a discount of 440 Canadian dollars. Okay. So he said, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna get $5, okay. Or for $40. That's 326 American. How sad is that?
Yeah.
Are you sad?
They didn't put a dollar sign in front of the Canadian either. Who was designated? But I guess they put dollars afterwards.
Because you could triple this and it's still not 1,000. If you triple this, it's way over 1,000. It's like 1,300, and it still isn't 1,000 yet. Anyways, per flight, but wasn't told the discount couldn't be applied retroactively. So again, that was kind of the hinging point was the when I could do it thing. Based on the information for the chatbot and the human customer service representative, MoFat booked the flights. Yep.
A few days later, he submitted the application for a partial refund of what he paid for his flights, which totaled 1,630 Canadian at 1,200 US. There you go. Right? So, after debating with the airline for weeks, Moffat sent Air Canada a screenshot of the chatbot's response in February 2023. In response, the human customer service representative told him the chatbot's advice has been misleading and said they will not take notes of the issue of Air Canada.
And said they would take note of the issue. My bad. I mean, I was going to change it, make them sound like complete text.
So that
they could they said they're going to update the bot.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's too late.
Well, and that's them admitting it was misleading, which is his accusation that you did mislead me. Like it's misleading advertisement.
Exactly, right? Advertisement like that. There's laws
and
in Canada.
This is a slam dunk. They admit it, right?
There's laws in Canada about advertising too. You cannot false advertise. It's against the law.
Oh, go.
Which again, but they're using a third party. Are they going to be able to get? But they didn't. But they might have thought they can get away with it because they used a third party.
Wait, what do you mean a third party for the ticketing?
ChatGPT is a third party, right? So.
What do you mean?
Well, Air Canada is a one party. The customers are two. ChatGPT is just. They're using ChatGPT to talk to the customer.
That's a tool, a software tool.
It's kind of a third party though, because
the company that made that software tool gave them a end user license agreement that limits their liability completely.
Yeah. So, but
I don't believe there's another company involved. I think you have one company using software, so that company, Air Canada, is really the only one involved. I mean, they're the only ones being named for this court thing.
Yes, it was them, but I could just say, I was saying Air Canada was like, oh well, we could try to pass the buck off to ChatGPT's creators or whatever, but clearly it didn't work.
And so they ended up in this weird thing, Civil Resolution Tribunal, a quasi-judicial tribunal in the British Columbia public justice system that deals with civil law and small claims.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah, this is some weird shit. But okay, so yeah, here's what their defense was. In this defense, Air Canada denied all of MoFat's claims and said it couldn't be held liable for information provided by its servants, agents, representatives, or chatbots. Wow, they're actually saying even their employees. Sorry, I'm gonna super disagree with you now, but an argument that baffled tribunal member Christopher Rivers baffles me too. That's why I completely what? Yeah, no, you are. In a decision, you literally fire people for that reason. In a decision published this week, Rivers said that Air Canada's suggestion that its chatbot was a quote separate legal entity responsible for its own actions didn't make any sense.
So that's exactly what they're trying to pull. Pass the buck.
Yeah, they don't want to be at fault, and they want to extend that to not only that, but
the people,
servants, agents, representatives. That includes your employees. That's like saying that
so
you're not
my
responsible
analogy
when your ticketing agent says $5.
Like my analogy used, that manager's gonna come up I don't care what they said, even though I know they said $5, you have to pay $10. Just prove my analogy right. Oh yeah, well, chatbot.
Yeah, that's assuming a manager comes up. If a manager doesn't come up, doesn't the customer pay $5 and move on?
No.
Why would the guy stop? Nothing's stopping him. He said $5. They come up with $5. Boom.
Yeah, because
Moving on.
because
this is Chatbot. It was too stupid to say anything different. You could do it. You could do it. Go ahead and try.
But yeah, and he tried.
Rung the guy up, and well, then he tried to get the refund, and then they're like, "No."
Okay, so
that's when a manager was forced in.
It should be
the Chatbot doesn't do the
that it is responsible for the information on its website. 100% makes no difference whether the information comes from a static page or Chatbot. Yeah, do that. Like, I do use Chatbot. It's great. It is a great tool. It is very, very useful, but it's not perfect. I don't know if that was enough on this.
Canada didn't take reasonable care to ensure that its Chatbot was accurate. That's what I'm saying. Like, proofread it. Read what it did. Don't just assume it's good.
Yeah.
That's just it's your fault. Like, you decided to use a tool, didn't check the results of the tool before putting it in live. It's your fault, Canada. Error. It also didn't explain why customers should have to double check information found in one part of its website, the Chatbot with another part of its website. Yeah, that's just confusing, and putting it on the onus on the customers to figure it out when they've directly contacted a human. Yeah, it's not. You can't blame the customer. Also, isn't the customer always right?
Yeah, no, not anymore. That's a myth nowadays.
So they ended up ordering Air Canada to pay him the refund he had spent nearly a year and a half fighting for. So they literally just paid the refund, nothing else.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I feel like there should be
some more maybe
lawyer costs. They should pay for his lawyer, his litigation fees. For sure.
But yeah, they're not. They're a corporation. They don't.
In America, that's usually how it works out in civil court and small claims. Is that you'd have pain and suffering kind of something. And but in general, they'll just always throw in the lawyer fees because they're like,
for sure. What do we have next?
You lost. Pay them even more money.
Want to keep it in the sky, or are we gonna?
No, we're gonna do another Air article tonight. Thanks for spoiling it. Jeez.
I didn't. That could have meant anything.
It couldn't have.
Yeah, it could have. I actually despise X-Men and stuff. So this is all you.
Why do you despise X-Men?
Actually, this cartoon here literally gave me nightmares and migraines as a child. I don't know why, but I will let you take this whole article to yourself.
What kind of nightmare?
That was 30 years ago, but not good ones. If I still kind of vaguely remember having some trauma, so let's just move on.
You got traumatized by a cartoon.
I think it was the animation. I wasn't a fan of the animation at the time. It was.
Well, hey, good news. The animation is slightly different now.
Yeah, is it?
I could tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
But take it away anyway.
So Kotaku brings us this one. X-Men 97 trailer teases Hellfire Gala, Baby Cable, and Headmaster Magneto. Short trailer contains a cornucopia of information on what to expect in the sequel in the 90s cartoon. And for anybody in the audience who didn't know, I mean, I've been aware of this for a while, and I know Jays has too. We've been kind of waiting for this to come. The original 90s animated X-Men kind of ended abruptly, and then we heard within the last year or two that they were going to just pick it up right there with more new episodes, which is awesome. I mean, this was a really good cartoon for me. I know it traumatized Mike, so they're going to bring the trauma back. And
it's just the animation. I did not like. When I got a bit older, like, it was Reboot too. Remember the cartoon Reboot? That was the worst. I don't know if the animation literally messed with me. Give me headaches.
I could read that.
Okay, let's see what it's.
So look away.
Okay.
Look at this frighteningness. So Jean Grey is pregnant. Apparently, we got baby thing going on there. But we got everyone you should hopefully recognize: Wolverine, Cyclops, Rogue, Beast, Storm, Jubilee. This guy in the back here, I actually know to be Morph. I don't know why anyone else would know that other than watching too much crap like I do. He usually looks different than that. And I can't see behind here are these. And I'm not going to start the slideshow. In fact, I'm not even going to read too much of this.
No, I just didn't like it. And I liked X-Men. I liked some of that, like the movie X-Men. It's just this cartoon. I remember it literally gave me some weird, like, I don't know. I think it was the animation.
So they aired their final episode in 1997. It's been over 30 years since the show ended. Wait.
Almost 30 years. Yeah, well.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's been over 30 years. Yeah. I remember it's not been 30 years. It's been 26 years. No,
that's 27.
26
years. Thanks. No, thanks. 26 going on 27, depending on when the final episode was. If it was in January, we've already passed.
And now, to be fair, I did say 30 years ago, but that's when it first came out, right? So
yeah, and this is hopefully not written by an AI because they messed up. You should proofread your AI, Kotaku.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Jays in chat says, "I hope this means we get Batman the animated series return." Did you watch Batman? Did that traumatize you?
I did. Again, it was just the animation. I did not like it. I did not like the animation.
Did you watch any cartoons?
Some cartoons, but not by like not the superhero stuff. A Reboot I didn't like. Dragon Ball Z.
Reboot was fucking weird. That Reboot was jarring.
I had no choice to watch Dragon Ball Z because my brother was a fan of it, and it wasn't that bad because it wasn't as, I don't know. It was the animation of the darkness, I think, of these shows always. You know how they kind of have that dark tinge. I think like Batman even has that dark tinge.
It does.
Like, maybe that's what it is. I couldn't tell you why.
So the first trailer for the show just dropped. That's why we're doing this news here.
Yeah.
Revealing the series will release on streaming service starting March 20th. The trailer's only 1 minute 46 seconds long. But they put a whole bunch of stuff in there. I don't know that we can legally play it. I don't think we need to either.
Yeah, if you want to check it out, you can check.
But yeah, it shows back at the end of the show. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear spoilers about a show from 30 years ago, quoting Kotaku.
Yeah. Is that the guy? So the guy in the bed, he's the guy that's using the wheelchair, isn't he?
Yeah, he's wheelchair guy. He's Professor Bossman. He's the head of the school. At the end of the show, he dies. He's dead. And so they're left with. Clearly. Well, he went off to another planet to die. He doesn't die in this hospital bed. It's kind of weird. It's a lot to.
I don't know. I'm gonna call it. He doesn't die.
But as he's now gone, Jean Grey's like, now we're in charge now, basically. Yeah. So they're in charge of themselves. They have no leader, but the de facto leader becomes Cyclops as usual.
Okay.
He's always been the leader guy role. But then at the end of the trailer, this guy here, the white hair, Magneto, says he's got Professor Xavier's will. He's got his last will and testament, and his will. You're never gonna believe what the will says. It says everything of his, he left it to him, all of it. I know he's got all these other people, but like I found his will, and the damnedest thing says everything is mine, all of it.
Maybe I'll give it a shot.
So that's definitely true and real. There's no way that's there's no way that's just an evil guy being the bad guy some more, but that's what we have to look forward to in the show. Is he's gonna take over the school basically because this dude runs a school of the mutant people.
Yes,
and these are basically the teachers at the school, the older mutants that you know. They're basically the teachers.
Saber students.
Yeah, but they also go off and fight crime or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be a continuation from the series. So I'm
glad it's going to give a lot of 30, 40-year-olds some happiness, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's nostalgia. In fact, this is, part of the clickbait title of this is talking about the Hellfire Saga. I don't even remember what the hell that was. But there's a great breakdown on Rockstar something on YouTube. EA Voss talks about all these superhero things, and he already has a breakdown in this trailer for so anyone who wants more on the Easter eggs about this series. I'm gonna just say go watch his shit because there's no way I could even come close to doing it justice. Like they talk about Spider-Man, is he a mutant? That it says that on this here at the top left is Spider-Man a mutant. So a reference to Spider-Man in an X-Men thing, everybody goes, "Oh my god!"
I guess in theory he is right because
he was in the '90s series. He was actually in a couple episodes, not very many, but a couple. And then over here it says Eddie Brock and Peter Parker, which are the real life name of Spider-Man and Venom. So another reference to the Spider-Man universe. Death and Family. I don't know what that is. Like I said, I don't want to necessarily get too much into all the trailer. Magneto on trial. Be interesting.
Well, maybe I'll try to go back and watch it because I do remember watching it, some of it, and I don't know.
And you do get to hear Wolverine talk. It's a little weird. It's not Hugh Jackman. It's not the original guy they had doing it either. I don't know. He says bub weird. I hope it doesn't get weird every time he talks. Oh, the Sentinels, the big robot guys. Get some of those. Yeah, that's what Morph normally looks like.
Hey, Avery, you too, man. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Avery, how's it going? Avery, do you like X-Men, or are you traumatized as well?
Yeah, thanks for that sub yesterday. Appreciate it. I didn't notice until now.
Yeah, here it is. Last Will and Testament of Charles Xavier. And he's like, yeah, it just happens to save me. It's like a book. Who writes a will that's a book?
But he had a lot of stuff, you know? Maybe he thinks he
Yes.
owns the mutants. I don't know.
So yeah, we got that to look forward to. I know you don't, but I got that to look forward to,
You
and
know, I
Jay's
might
does
watch
as
it.
well.
Oh.
And hey, maybe Avery, give it a shot. Maybe you won't be traumatized this time. Also, I'm not sure if it entirely holds up. We did go back to watch some of it to get ready for this, but that's been a while now because it felt like this has been delayed, probably due to all the delays and all the other Hollywood stuff. They're now trickling content out a little slower because it's a little bit of a delay in when the content stopped and when it is put out, you know what I mean? With the strikes and stuff. Like the strikes were months ago, but the stuff they were working on months ago would be coming out now. Kind of thing. Yeah.
From Fox News, authorities accidentally discover submarine containing 4 tons of cocaine while searching for a missing fisherman. The 4
There you
kilogram,
go.
the 4K kilograms of cocaine. Oh, look at that! Thanks again, Avery. Just want to hear that.
I appreciate that, and it went to Connor 00. I'm not sure I know Connor.
That's for the cocaine. Ooh.
They found it. Tammy says.
Yeah. I
Appreciate you,
not
Avery.
gonna lie, actually, Avery, I gave you a huge shout out at the beginning of the episode, but you weren't here. But it is there, and you can watch it later on YouTube. But yeah.
So the 4K kilograms of cocaine is speculated to be worth over $137 million and represent over 10 million doses.
That's
this
it.
thing's kind of moving around on me here.
What, 10
what do you
million
mean that?
doses?
What do you mean? Is that not enough for 10 million doses? Is not enough for you?
Like, considered.
Well, how much is that a dose? Take 10 million divided by.
You can back me.
What the hell? What the hell? What's that?
Okay, wait. So it says 10 million doses. Now is a dose a single line, or is a dose like a night?
Well, dose is 4K kilograms divided by 10 million.
So, but I'm just saying, it's like 137 million. So you're telling me that each dose is how much million? Is $137? That's what it looks like. It looks like. Okay, thanks, Avery. It says that. So every dose is worth $137. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me.
Hold on. So
that's the street, but that's street worth. That's not what it's actually worth. They go by street value.
So 4,000 kilograms would be 4 million grams, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So each dose they're saying is 0.4 grams.
0.4 grams.
So half a gram. They're basically saying half a gram.
That's
per dose.
Well,
no, I've never done cocaine. How much do people put in a cocaine? And should I Google this?
Well, it depends on. Some people can do it, but depends on. Are you doing Charlie Sheen lines? Are you doing chill, quiet evening lines? There's a difference, you know. Not that I know a lot about cocaine.
Depends on the size of line.
But no, it's.
So that's 5 lines with 1.0.
But some people like. I've seen people do a gram of cocaine in one.
A gram gives me like 1 to 4 lines, so that'd be like 0.25.
Yes, that's like crazy ass lines in. Like those are lines like I'm not gonna lie, I have
usually between 8 and 10 lines per gram. This person says.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to do cocaine. I haven't done it for a while now, but a gram would last me a pretty decent minute. But I wasn't crazy. I would just do.
So they're saying a little under half a gram per dose. So they're assuming you're doing 2 lines, maybe 3.
Yeah, okay. That seems weird, but okay. But I guess maybe
I don't know how they come up with this. This is such a weird way to do it.
Maybe I wasn't doing it properly.
This is all I was looking for. Is like, how much money is that shit worth? Like, how much is Tammy lost? Like, this was in one of her cars that got raided.
Okay, so let's see. So how did they find this? What submarine? Were the people in the submarine? What happened?
Well, I think maybe this is it, but this is Fox, so probably not.
Yeah, that's not
play. Submarine filled with 4,000 kilos, approximately 4.5 tons of cocaine, piloted by 4 criminals, was discovered off the Pacific coast of Colombia. Never would have guessed Colombia. I'm shocked. This is my shock.
It's gonna go there, then it's gonna get shipped back out. Cool.
So the officials were conducting a search mission for 2 missing fishermen, stumbled upon the illicit submarine craft on Wednesday, dubbed the Narco sub. Here's a picture of
that. Seems like a cool name to have, guys.
It's 50 foot long.
Yeah.
Pretty nice size. And yeah, very cool name, Narco Sub. You probably don't want to tell the cops it was named. That's probably how they got him.
Yeah, no shit.
Sir, we got a sub coming up named Narco Sub. Should we check their paperwork?
Okay, so yeah. So how many people are on the sub?
It said there were 4 criminals discovered. So piloted by 4 criminals. I guess there could be more people than just them. But as of there's just 4.
With the seizure that treated more than 137 million to drug trafficking organizations was prevented. Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's just reiterating the number of doses in the.
That's so weird to say that doses. I've never heard that saying before.
Yeah, it is weird. The Colombian Navy and Air Force were involved in the interception. I mean, I guess I might need aircraft, but mostly Navy because it was a submarine. But, and the Navy of neighboring Ecuador. So we got Colombia and Ecuador, and I guess this stuff was coming from Colombia, so it makes sense they're the ones dealing with it. Yeah. Always appreciate other people not having to deal with the crap.
50-foot sub contained 205 packages of substance that tested positive for cocaine. Drugs were arranged in packages of all shapes and sizes.
So, you never know what kind of customer you're going to have, right? 4 individuals aboard.
That's
they were all arrested.
I don't know what the rules are in Colombia, but that seems like a shitty amount to be caught with.
You think these are the packages here?
Probably, yeah. Seems legit, right? So.
I mean... So the Colombian Navy published a video documenting the anti-trafficking operation on their social media. I have not had a chance to watch it. It sounds interesting, though.
The search for the missing fishermen continues, with 30 saying they were.
Yeah, everybody forgot about that. They were looking for someone.
In a canoe-style boat. So, off the Pacific coast. Well, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but if they haven't been found yet, they probably not going to get
it's probably
found.
A bad sign. There's a time limit on finding a canoe-style boat in the Pacific coast.
And that's the shitty part is that they both hopped in the submarine with their friends and they got busted. And then, boom, they actually were found, but they don't know.
They got rescued. They're like, hey, man, get on board. And it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just a little bit of drugs. That's not that much in theory. That's just a little bit.
Yeah, but like, this is like a retirement amount. I know I've watched Breaking Bad. This is nothing. Walt got past. This number just kept going like it was nothing.
But you have to pay. You think about that. 137 million coming from Colombia. They got to pay the farmers, but you pay shit. But then they got to pay the producers, but they pay pretty shit too. But then they got to pay for the packaging and all that stuff and the mixing. And...
Are you trying to say their job is hard and they deserve it?
I'm just saying that
like, wait, what's the
that
plan
137 million, and that's street value. So that's street value. So that guy that's making it is not selling it 10 million doses. He's gonna sell it in 100 sales. You know what I mean?
These aren't the guys who made it. The guys in the boat, they're not the guys who made it.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying they're the ones producing it. They're the ones bringing it, though.
They're almost certainly not the ones producing it. They're the ones wheeling it in.
But they're not going to send. They're not sending 10 million doses. They're going to send. They're going to sell the 10 million doses to 100 people, which are going to sell those 1 million doses each to whatever, move on, so on and so on, which makes $137 million street value.
Right. I think what you're getting at is that this is the street value of
it.
But there are many people in the process. These guys are not the producers. And these guys are also not the people selling at the
end.
They're
the mules.
These guys in the middle. These are mules. For moving this amount, they're going to get whatever 50K. They would get per shipment, 50K per person. So there's 4 of you aboard. That's 200K to get this amount of money. Now they're also going to pay the farmers and the growers, and
but they don't pay the farmers good and shit.
The people that they let work in their underwear only. Yeah. They do that with the Coke thing. When they do the packaging.
Some places, but that's because they don't want you stealing anything, so you have to work.
Well, and it's also about purity. They don't want the fibers from your clothes getting into it.
I don't think they care about that. I think they care about.
I've read. There's multiple reasons.
Yeah, we're not
that's a listed reason. No, but they've asked cartels and drug dealers, like, they go on those things where they don't show you their face and name and all that, and they've asked them these questions. So this is from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, because
the reasons they do it.
Yeah, when they're fucking mixing up, they're like, I'll put this in for the customer. No, you don't. You put that
Jay
in to
says
make
it's
more
a
profit.
myth.
So,
is it? I mean, how will we know if it's a myth? I assume she means the naked people. They're working in your underwear.
Well,
I don't think it's a myth. Haven't I seen it on some videos?
No, they definitely work in that, but I'm thinking it's because they don't want you to steal. Right? So, okay. Well, I don't have anything more on this story.
No, that's it. They accidentally found something, but no fisherman. Sorry about that. We'll work on that later. All right, now we'll go back to the air. It was about air. See, spoiler.
CNN. Delta flight forced back to Amsterdam after maggots fall onto passenger. And that's plural, passenger. You know, so yeah, that'd be pretty gross. Like, but it says maggots. So where the I just don't like bugs. But so what happened? It's one passenger. It doesn't say passengers, it says passengers, so
yeah, that is a good question. What happened? I mean, I feel like if you get on an airplane, you shouldn't have to worry about maggots, right?
Yeah. So
I don't know. I didn't pre-read, so I guess we're gonna find out together. Wary airline passengers already on guard for unruly passengers. We've been doing some articles about that, like over pooping, and even real life snakes on planes. Might have one more thing, however improbable, to add to their slate of impossible in-flight disruptions, and it's an icky one: maggots. All right.
Yeah,
so
those creepy creatures that on Tuesday, Delta Airlines flight 133 departed Amsterdam, Netherlands, bound for Detroit, Michigan. But 1 hour to flight, the Airbus A330-300 had to turn around back to Amsterdam. What?
They actually had to turn around. It was so bad. That's crazy.
Skyfield's airport after maggots reportedly fell onto a passenger from an overhead bin.
So are you basically saying a passenger makes it different than if it were multiple passengers?
Well,
for
like
you?
depends. Like if there's just like 5 maggots, I keep flying.
Like one person gets coated in maggots. Do we keep flying?
Well, does it say coated? It says that doesn't say.
And at what number? And well, okay.
And they're going to if they're going to Detroit.
So you're doing it by
if they're going to Detroit, there's
quantity.
maggots all over Detroit. So come on.
But basically, you're saying there's an acceptable threshold of maggots for you. You're not sure where it is, but you're still waiting to see if this is beyond the threshold of maggots.
Well, let's see how many maggots there were.
And X-Men traumatized you, but you have a maggot threshold. I'm just saying, like any number, and maybe we have a fucking problem.
A threshold for that cartoon. I'll let you flip through it. Come on.
All right. Well, just let's see if we get some more details on the maggots. She was freaking out. She was just so it happened to a lady. She was just trying to kind of fight off these maggots. They were alive and eating her. I don't really know what was going through my mind. I was trying to process it. Discuss one thing, of course. We had to wait there for help to actually come.
They didn't say they were alive and eating her. Nowhere does it say they were alive and eating her. So.
Well, it says she was fighting him off. What does that sound like?
But you're when you're gonna paraphrase, make sure you add that to the article.
When was the last time you fought off something not eating you?
Well, I haven't been.
That wasn't moving and not eating. And I don't talk about the acorn, okay? Too soon.
Right here.
All right. So
she tries to eat me all the time.
She does, and you deserve it. But, hey, Ro. I'm surprised I haven't had a visitor tonight. We may still have.
Okay. Sorry, distraction.
So the flight crew eventually traced the maggots to a passenger's bag, which contained rotten fish wrapped in newspaper. He told the station that the bag was moved to the back of the plane, and it was announced the plane was going back to Amsterdam. Okay, were they more than halfway?
Well,
or less than halfway? Because I feel like you make that. Shouldn't that be part of the determination? Like, which way's closer would be where I would go. I assume that was the choice to go back because they were less than halfway. So the passenger told Fox they took a flight to the U.S. a few hours later. Wait, who showed? I thought they said there was a lady. She was.
They'll continue. I'm just seeing how long the flight is. It looks like it's about a 7-hour flight.
Oh, okay, so he's the guy who saw about a dozen of the creatures on a woman sitting next to him. He was sitting next to her. Only a dozen. So there's your. We were looking for a little detail on. Okay. He's not coded. A dozen is not coding.
No. It could be pretty freaky, but now, like, I'll sit there. You can sit somewhere else. Put the fish. I'm sure there's a few other plastic bags on board or something that can wrap that bag in, contain the maggots, and
Yeah. So, also CNN's gonna be like, no, not us. They've not independently verified the details of Schultz's account, so they're not saying a dozen maggots. They're not saying nothing.
Okay.
Data from flight tracking website FlightAware. Oh, that's where you can get that info about Elon Musk too, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
so. Or Taylor Swift, SwiftJet.
And 1 hour 49 minutes in the air. So yeah, the flight is 7.5 hours. So yeah, that seems
yeah. There you go. Yeah, better than going 6 hours. Finish it. You'd go an hour and a half to go back.
Did Delta Air confirm that to CNN that the flight had been turned around, but did not address questions why about the Maggots?
They didn't want to talk about that.
Right. So, it was due to an improperly packed on carry bag. How did it even get through customs then?
Well, yeah, that's the real question.
Like, carried on, how did it get through that? Well, in Amsterdam, they probably don't put a finger up everyone's bum to see if you carried a bomb.
So Delta has no prohibitions on bringing aboard perishable food items, including fish, as long as there is, quote, no violation of agricultural restrictions for the destination country.
Hey, I think bringing fish across...
Well,
I thought that, like...
Maggots are technically food. Haven't you seen Fear Factor? Or Survivor? Actually, I'm not sure if they made them eat maggots on Survivor.
I think they have just because, yeah.
Yeah, probably. I know for sure Fear Factory did. Factory. So, I mean, I do think they should have caught it, though. Yeah. Also, like, how did this work? Did it get put in the overhead bin and then squished to the point of them coming out? And so, therefore, there was actually even more in there? And it's just how many squished out? Or...
Yeah, like, what happened? Like... what did they contain? Was it fish just in an open bag wrapped like something?
I miss it.
Something seems fishy about this story. You know,
the lights. Yeah, it's a little fishy. Doesn't quite smell right. This story might be bad.
Yeah, that's it. Well, not gonna be.
So yeah, more fun in the air now. You know, after doing, I think it was 4 on Monday.
Yeah, we had 2 more tonight. 10.
It's so great.
Yeah.
I'm scared to fly after watching the Borderline Banter. Yeah. We're trying to make everyone fearful of flying.
And as we said last time, if you have a plane story, please let us know.
But if you thought flying was scary, imagine flying up to space. We're going to scare you about. You thought it was scary a little high up? No, it's even scarier if you keep going. ABC News has this one for us. GOP warning of, quote, national security threat is about Russia wanting nuclear weapons in space.
So my friggin' space lasers were totally crazy thoughts. Oh, you're a conspiracy, Mike. Blah blah blah. But now
you know the lasers aren't nuclear, right?
But now they're gonna send nukes into space. Come on. Yeah.
But lasers is like it's not a real weapon. Nukes are a real weapon.
Yeah.
Well, lasers aren't probably a real weapon.
We did a story. We did a story just the other day about a laser that can actually shoot down missiles better than the Iron Dome.
So why do they? Yeah, we did. We did do that. I mean, well, it's been used successfully on one training thing. I don't think it's been proven to be better than the Iron Dome. So has a nuke. That's
so has a nuke.
But it's probably hyperbole to say that one test means it's better than something that's been used for years and years and years to stop thousands and thousands and thousands of missiles.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't shit talk the Iron Dome. There's a lot of people who would. You just said this new laser thing's better than it.
They say it's better.
What?
They said it was.
You did. You said it's better than it.
Not me. They.
I don't think they did.
They did.
No. I would find that incredible because you would immediately get sued into oblivion for saying that.
But they said it. Anyway,
you can't say things like that.
So what happened? What's going on?
You can't publish things like that.
Why? First of all, why is America telling us this? Is this top secret stuff?
So this is the GOP, which I guess is saying conservative politicians in America. That's usually what I think of when I see GOP.
I don't know, but isn't it Biden's GOP? GOP?
No, Biden is part of the Democratic Party.
Yeah. What does GOP stand for?
Let's look it up. Let's learn today. Define GOP.
Government.
Grand Old Party.
Grand Old Party.
Republican, in parentheses.
Yeah.
What does GOP stand for? Grand Old Party, and is often used interchangeably with the word Republican.
DOJ, it was, I'm thinking, District of Justice. But it's DOJ.
It's where they got the elephant logo.
Okay.
So when you say GOP, you mean Republicans in America.
That seems kind of weird.
So the Republicans are saying, hey, there's a huge national security threat. Russia wants nukes in space.
That seems kind of weird.
Okay. What do you want to do about it? Yeah. Let me guess. You want to guess what do they want? What do they want to put our nukes there first? Is that
probably they tried that with the moon and it didn't work so well for both of them.
So this says it would not be to drop a weapon on Earth, but to possibly use on satellites. So they're not thinking they'll nuke from space.
Yeah.
They'll nuke satellites also in space from space, like a space war.
Well, we're getting
Like
there. Trump did
a
space
Star War.
Trump made Space Force for a reason.
And then once we have multiples of those, we can just legally say we've had Star Wars.
Yeah, we're not far off.
We can't legally say that yet.
Okay. See, President Joe Biden's national security advisor, right there. President Joe Biden's national security advisor. So I don't know why. I'm just. That's what it says. But that's what it says.
Well, we looked at what Grand Old Party is. So Joe Biden's Republican Party. No, let's finish.
And leading lawmakers on Capitol Hill scout out to ally public concerns on Wednesday after the House Intelligence Committee chairman warned of the national security threat.
So who's the House Intelligence Committee chairman?
A Democrat. I don't know.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. Because it says President Joe Biden. So.
Well, yes, it says Joe Biden's security advisor and leading lawmakers, which are not the House Intelligence Committee chairman, are they?
I'm not sure. I'm a Canadian man. I don't know everything.
Well, it feels like they would put Biden's name on this if it were him. This is Rep. Mike Turner of Ohio, Republican.
There you go. Okay.
And the chairman of the House Intelligence Panel. There you go.
Okay.
And so basically the Republicans are that guy, the Intelligence Committee guy, saying, hey, you need to declassify all information about it.
And they did. Weird.
Whoa. If it's a national security threat, why should you declassify it?
It looks like Biden did, though, didn't he? He talked about it, so.
Wait, what?
It's already out there. It's like all information, I guess.
What is out there?
Well, this about it. I didn't hear about it until now. No, President Joe Biden's security advisor and lawmakers. Right? So, like,
well, I mean,
you know, it's like
I think the actual information is more than just Russia wants nukes. I think it would be more like plans to get it, dates to do things, to acquire the materials, like, you know what I mean? It's actual like intelligence, not just the headline of an article. I feel like, and so when they're talking about declassifying all information, it's like military secrets about Russia. I just feel like you don't do that.
That just seems very bizarre.
What are you doing? Yeah. So they want Biden, and if he did this, they'd yell at him saying, "You're weak. You're weak, and you're gonna be attacked because you're showing our weakness." Like, you're revealing military secrets. And like they'd never let him get away with doing it or not doing it. Apparently, you can't win. Almost like they've made it up.
Yeah. So I don't get it, but. So,
two sources familiar with deliberations on Capitol Hill said the intelligence has to do with Russia wanting to put a nuclear weapon into space. So who the hell is that? That's none of these people they just said.
Two sources,
apparently.
And they're not going to give the sources.
Familiar with deliberations on Capitol Hill.
ABC is another shitty news company, I guess. But that is what it is when you just find news like that. But yeah, so they're not going to use it.
The people who they won't tell us who they are telling reporters that Republicans think Russia has nukes, and so Democrats should release all the information about
this whole story. Sounds fucked up too.
This is insane. When you start to literally put all like the pieces together, you'd have to connect them with the string. You know the meme with the guy from The Office?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, is The Office? You know, the guy. Not giggity guy, but you know,
Office Space, you mean?
No, that's the movie.
Okay,
but...
Well,
one with Dwight Schrute.
So yeah, so it's not gonna blow up. It's not for hitting Earth. It's for space wars. Still, it's very concerning and very sensitive. What's the subject about it? Said one source. Said one source. What to calling it a big deal? Like what the hell?
That's like 3 sources total now.
Yeah. Well, it could be one of the first 2 sources. Like yeah.
We're going to work together to address this matter as we do all sensitive matters that are classified, said the actual
House Speaker, which is probably
House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Yes.
But we just want to assure everyone steady hands are at the wheel. Well, okay, great. Because I heard Russia wants nukes and y'all are good with it or something. Like, you're not going to punch them in the dick for it or something. Yeah. You need to punch them or something, right? Forget us nukes up there.
So they're calling the warning significant, but not a
cause. So they're not calling for us to put nukes. They're calling for declassified. I never would have guessed that when we made our guesses of what. I would have thought our response was we should have our bombs there.
Yeah, like honestly, you should. Like,
how is it? No, you should tell us all of this. Tell us everything. That's just the weirdest part to me is that they just want to declassify shit.
As whether more can be declassified about this issue that is worthwhile discussion. It is a worthwhile discussion, but it's not a. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time usually, but that's how it works.
It's not a
That is
discussion to be had in
worthwhile
public.
discussion, but it's not a discussion to be had in public.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so like
just weird.
you said, like you didn't know until just now.
Yeah. So,
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what Heinz is saying. Like, yeah.
unless this is just some source's way trying to get more support for Ukraine or something, more funding for Ukraine. Oh well, they're hiding it. The Republicans want to hide it and give it away. We got to stop the Republicans for letting Russia build a nuke or something, right? Like,
well, this says the Republican Mike Turner did let all of Congress know. He says his panel had made available to all members of Congress information concerning a serious national security threat. So this is that guy we looked up, right? Mike Turner, House Intelligence Committee Chairman.
Okay.
That's that guy. So all of Congress knows now. So if some shit's going down, they're all complicit, right?
Seems like it. So
right.
When the space wars happen, we know what's happening.
I am requesting that President Biden declassify all information relating to this threat so that Congress, the administration, and our allies can openly discuss the actions necessary to respond to this threat. Turner said in a 1980s accent.
Now saying okay, now that like if they're not just talking about it, that's not good. So they definitely, if they want to talk about it, sure, should keep what's going on. But
yeah, but I don't think you have to declassify it to discuss it.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff.
I'm not top secret confidential, top secret security clearance, all that shit. But that's where this should live. In that place that we don't get to know about. Why am I even hearing about this? I feel like this whole thing is like you said. Like, why? I'm learning about it only because this thing came out. I shouldn't know about it, and I shouldn't even really have an opinion because my opinion is not going to be heard. Not on this. They're never going to take the will of the people for this decision.
I think we do have one more story.
So he said he's making the information available in a secure location to all members of the House. I guess maybe they have to go and look at a specific computer, hard drive, something weird, in accordance with chamber rules. That's kind of weird. I don't know. Our Congress is weird.
I think there's a lot more, but I don't think it's going to get into anything related that we didn't really talk about.
A destabilizing foreign military capability that should be known by all congressional policymakers.
Okay. Then why tell the public?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, here's a guy.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got on this story.
Okay.
I think this is our last story, and again, this comes from a website. I think we've had this one other time. Rebel News.
Yeah, Rebel News that's one reporter who got arrested when he was asking the Deputy Prime Minister Christine Freeland some questions. Remember we did a story on about it.
Not allowed to ask questions. Yeah. Oh, he was the one that they did
He's not Rebel News. He works for Rebel News. But yes,
well, he was the dude who had the clip that we watched where they ran the the basketball play against him.
Yeah, exactly.
We looked up what that basketball play was. The fencing. No, there's a basketball word we came up with.
So
screenplay
from Rebel News: University of Waterloo bars straight white men from applying for recent job openings. So I guess it's okay to be racist in Canada, because Waterloo is Ontario. So yeah, I'm glad we determined that. Not that I want to be racist, but I'm glad we are allowed to be racist and higher on skin color and sex, I guess.
So the David R. Cheriton School of Computer Science at the University of Waterloo is inviting academics and real-world professionals to apply for the tenured rank of full or associate professor, but only the gender fluid and racial minorities may apply.
Like, what the hell? Like, what?
Wait, hold on. Yeah. So this is an anomaly. The headline and the second part don't make sense.
What do you mean?
So this says it's barring straight white men from applying. I guess, okay, it's barring more than just straight white men.
Yeah, well, gender fluid and racial minority, yeah, so everything, right?
This is barring women.
But only the gender fluid and racial
minority. Also, it's not even mentioning sexual orientation. So what is that about straight?
Well, it says gender fluid.
Right, which is gender.
I guess. I think it's just a clickbait title.
Sexual orientation is who you want to have sex with, and they're not talking about that down here. So that's why I'm like, these first two, I'm like, okay,
what's a
is
clickbait story? Come on, like no one ever does clickbait. So
well, but like keep it. I want to understand, but like,
would have been
I
better
can't
if they
not
had
see
that below the
anomalies.
picture. Would they have been better if that was below the picture, so it wasn't?
So that I would forget and have to scroll, and be like, hold on,
Yeah,
it didn't say that. So they went for a clickbait title. So don't read too much into that because it's like they're targeting. Does it really? Why'd they only put gender fluid in quotes and not the racial minorities in quotes? Why did they just put the whole quote? What does it say?
Okay.
All right. So the University of Waterloo is actively hiring, but only the gender fluid and racial minorities may apply. Okay. So it's just repeating the same thing again here.
Yeah.
Focusing on all areas of artificial intelligence position. Oh, so is this the actual thing here? Focusing on all areas of artificial intelligence. Position 1 seeks qualified persons who self-identify as women, transgender, gender fluid, non-binary, or two-spirit. Second position, emphasizing pure science, is open to those who, quote, self-identify as racialized minority.
Okay, so self-identify.
Like how they have these
okay,
over here.
well, that I can self-identify as me. Like it depends on how many people were around me that day. You know, like that.
Oh, so yeah, everyone can apply then.
Yeah,
basically.
But
right?
that as soon as like, but if the white man applies, they're gonna look at him like, hey, you're clearly not a minority, right? Like, but yeah, no,
yeah. So at that point, this bar isn't really accurate. You're still able to do it. You're fine.
But like that is kind of stupid. Why do they have to put that in the title? Do you want to pick on that? Like that is illegal to hire based on gender or sex or sexual orientation or anything. You know, it's illegal to base hiring on that. Like you can't be like, I only want to hire white people. Yes, you can only hire white people who want to, but you can't say that. You can't.
What's the Canadian law that what's the Canadian law that says that? Because I'm sure it's not the same in ours, because ours, well, it's a few different ones for ours, because they had to have like Title IX and a few other additional things after the racism problem. We had the suffrage problem, and once we got all that sorted out, and you put it all together,
every individual is to be considered equal within the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. Section 15 states that every individual is to be considered equal, regardless of religion, race, national or ethnic origin, color, sex, age, or physical or mental disability. So that includes everybody. That includes everybody, and you cannot. It doesn't really get into.
So it doesn't specifically talk about employers. It's literally just that vague.
Here, let me see if I can type something else.
Because like then that means it applies to like interactions between me and you. And I'm kind of not taking it very seriously then. I feel like ours is codified to say that you can't be your employment, equal opportunity employment, like EEO policies are how we handle it, and it's specific to the employer.
The Canadian Human Rights Act is a board-reaching piece of legislation that prohibits discrimination on the basis of gender, race, ethnic, you know what I'm trying to say, and other grounds. So that just makes it very open to kids. It could be different things, so you cannot hire on that. Now, do they want it?
What
do you mean? Sorry.
What's the penalty?
Oh, there's no penalty. I don't know. I don't know if there's any
what?
penalty. I don't know. That's a 20-page article here. I'm not gonna fucking read the whole article. So, right? So, like,
all right. So, in theory, Canada has rights.
You cannot hire on that.
In theory, and we had to fight like hell in America to barely have some.
Okay,
rights. So,
but now that university wants to hire just the people of that, whatever they said, they want to hire the people.
This place allegedly wants to do that.
No, but anyway, say they want to hire that, go for it. But you friggin' interview the white people, you interview the white men, and you interview all of them, and then you're like, you know what? You put the people you want right off the bat. You can tell them, oh, sorry, you didn't get the job because you didn't fit the job. But also hiring based on sex. So
you're worried that they might hire somebody who's not qualified.
And that's what it comes down to lots.
All right, well, so all eligible applicants must possess the requirement.
Yeah.
Doctoral degree or an equivalent terminal degree in computer science.
It doesn't mean they're any better.
That means everyone has the requirement, which is
I know a lot of people.
Nobody's going to get in without the requirement.
Okay, do you know? Okay, question. You graduated high school, right?
Yes.
At the same time you graduated high school, this other guy on the other side that you might have never met, but he graduated high school too. If you both did an IQ test, I guarantee your IQ test is probably going to be much better than his. And you're going to be more qualified for a job, so.
what if the job is not IQ related?
But
like,
it doesn't matter. Like
most jobs, like
so you're all right with them saying, okay, you're white, you can't get the job. And what stops other companies saying, oh, you're black, you can't get the job? Oh, you're a woman, you can't get the job.
Look, I can point to the laws in America. I'm just asking how Canada does it. You don't know, but apparently they do. In America, the employer would be held liable for that. We have rights.
I'm sure it is.
And you'd have to fight. And we have several instances of people fighting for workplace discrimination and wrongful termination based on, race or gender or sex, any of the above. We have a whole list of the protected things in our
it's based province by province here too. But there's a federal oversight.
Yeah, it's written into law, and there's repercussions for the company.
I don't know, but how do you prove it in a way too? But you prove it if this is a legit thing. If they actually put that.
So that's why I keep saying allegedly on this, because like if this were in America, like this wouldn't fly. So, and I've yet to see anything other than a very clickbaity website with conflicting headlines in its own article here, and no quotes from anything from the college.
Okay.
They just randomly start throwing quotes on these things. Did you notice that? It's just like, this is the only part of the quote. They did this whole paragraph, and this is where they start the quote.
Okay. Why? As you keep going, I'm gonna try to find something here just so we can see it.
Also, what's this quote up here?
What?
Does the quote start there and end here? Or does this quote never end? There's a quote here, a quote here, and a quote here. So I've got 3 quotes highlighted. What is the quote, Rebel News? Like, I don't take this article for a grain of salt because it's not directly even allegating. Or is that a word? Allegating? It's not even throwing an allegation properly.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to read some stuff here. Guys, another university person just stepped down in Ontario, but not that university, but yeah. Okay, but anyway, I can't say. But,
so, do you know what the Ontario Human Rights Commission is?
Yeah, that's where it's provincial. That's where it comes down to provincial. There's a federal one over, but the provincial, which is state for you, for in America. But yeah, so you can. That's their labor law rights. That's a human rights commission. So that's exactly what you said.
So this says, although the Ontario Human Rights Code prohibits employment-based discrimination on the grounds of ethnicity and sexual orientation, special programs that help disadvantaged groups improve their situation is listed as a notable exception to the rule. So it sounds like they're within the rule of the law.
So, okay.
They're not breaking the law.
So what? So then I can definitely say, I can hire someone to work at my business, but I can also say,
are you in Ontario?
But I'm just saying, so I can.
No, you said it's specific. Okay. You're not in Ontario.
Then I can hire someone. So I can hire someone to do my editing from Ontario. I'll hire him to do my work, do my videos for me. But I'm gonna put straight white male only, and that's fine. That's gonna be fine? I'm not gonna get any hate back. Borderline Banter will not be canceled for me saying that.
Well, first of all, the only place we've read straight white men was in the headline, which was immediately not corroborated by the very next fucking line. Like, at all. And then I read this thing, which is fully in quotes, and it also doesn't say it. It just says, we encourage applicants from not that. Which is not saying you can't apply. It's just saying they're encouraging these.
But that's still
like, this is the only full quote in this thing so far, and it doesn't say that. Yeah. It just said, we encourage it. And then also, they're not breaking the law. Like, this article has not convinced me they're doing what you're saying.
I'm not. That's what this is saying.
And you're ready to be angry at them for it before even assessing if it's happened. Why are you are you angry at them already? We don't know if they've done it.
It's on Reddit too. I know. That's gotta be true. This story.
Do they have the posting for the job that says straight men only? I want to see that. Story. Show me that. Like, if this article could just show me that, show me a picture of it, we'd all be outraged. You want to be outraged? I'd be outraged with you, but I'm not going to jump to the outrage because it's stupid to jump to that.
And you're right. So actually, I doesn't say, but everyone already saying is like, well, the way they worded it, they can get away with it. Like we encourage.
Because they're not doing what you're saying.
But
it's not getting away with it.
But they're already saying that they're not going to hire. They're definitely not going to hire white male. Though.
They're not. They're not saying
you're
that.
Right. They're
encouraging people who aren't that to apply. They're not saying, and we're not going to hire you if you're not that. And that's not there.
But that's what they mean.
This right here is an empty blank area.
Okay, so then let me go back.
Comes after this flow.
White male only. I encourage white folks to apply only.
You can do that.
And
everyone's going to look at you like you're probably a racist and not apply. You're going to have a bunch of white people not apply.
You're going to exactly. That's the thing, though. If I put that, the show we'd be done.
So what you're going to have here is a bunch of conservative Canadians not apply.
So,
are they going to be upset? Their goal is to not have white people apply anyways. So, apparently, so.
But why?
If that's the only repercussion is exactly what they want,
you
know what you should do? Go and apply. They're saying they encourage these. There's nothing stopping hundreds of thousands of white dudes from going and applying. Do it. In fact, have so many of you apply that they have no choice but to hire you. Because if you're all qualified, according to the whatever the hell we read up there, the 2 degrees you need to have, apply.
But that's the thing, and it goes all the way. Like it goes all the way too. But I don't know. Just it seems pretty messed up to actually. Again, I have to see the article. And I'm going to look for it a little bit deeper after we get off, because it's got to be somewhere. I didn't read this full story either. We don't read our stories here, so.
No, we don't. We learn as we go, and that's why I'm looking in the story for the accusation.
We're here, Avery. Yeah.
So. I've yet to see the accusation. Still streaming. Yes, we never end until we're done with the story, and I don't let a story go. I haven't done scrolling. Look at this. All right. Actually, I just want to keep scrolling just to see if they do pull anything more from this college's hiring thing. The thing where they're saying it. Rank and salary will be commensurate with experience at the university, with salary ranging from $170,000 to $250,000. That's decent. Wait, what was the requirements?
What?
I don't. I'm not qualified for this. Government of Canada established the Tier 1 CRC to foster research excellence. What the hell is that?
What do you mean? Sorry.
What's a Tier 1 CRC?
I don't know.
Successful candidates will be appointed as regular members of the school and each subsequently nominated for a Tier 1 CRC. Here's the job posting. It has that nominations are subject to review and approval by the CRC Secretariat. What the hell, Canada? That's the name of a horse. That's not a job. You can't. Well, yeah, that's the end of the article.
Okay, so. Well, that was a horrible article. But like I said, I'm going to look into it a little more, of course, because you always should, right? So.
Look, I'm looking at this with an open mind, and I'm just not seeing I'm not seeing it.
But that's still, that is, I'd like to see the article, but that is still wrong for them to post that. You should hope everyone applies. We're all equal, are we not? We should all have the right to have a equal opportunity.
You can't tell people how to hope.
Yeah.
You can't police hopes. What the fuck is that? Thought police? We don't know. I don't think you should.
Come on, right nowadays.
No, I don't care how people hope.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should police. No, you shouldn't police how people hope.
Then there should be no hope to get rid of racism in the countries, right? There should be no hope.
You can't go and arrest somebody for hoping racism continues. I know it because there's lots of people on Reddit hoping it every day.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people who hope bad stuff continues. And you know what? They don't go to jail for that because we don't police thought.
Yeah, well, I said, they've arrested people for making tweets here in Canada.
Yeah. So, tweets are basically
thoughts.
They're not quite a thought because you're putting it to the world. So that's now a communication.
Well, this is good to the world right here. So.
A thought is not communicated to the world. That's the difference between a thought and a communication. So when you tweet, Reddit, you're not just thinking, Roseanne Barr. Yeah. you're saying those things. You said them. If you tweet it, you said it.
Yeah, and she took full responsibility for it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why she's a great example.
And she does.
And then she doubled down and said, actually, yeah, I do hate people. I'm a big hater of people.
She hates, of course she hates everybody. But she admits it.
Yeah, she hates.
But she does look better than Madonna, so. And I'm just saying that. So.
That doesn't say anything, and I don't know if that's even true.
Okay, look, you think, look at a
It's like putting two non-sexual items next to each other, saying, "Hey, which one do you want to fuck?"
I'm just saying,
no.
in the '90s, if you look at Roseanne Barr and Madonna, you'd be like, Now, if you look at them now, you'd be like, what the heck happened to Madonna? Like, Roseanne Barr is 70 years old. I'm not saying she's hot or sexy, but she looks better than Madonna. Hold up on the screen.
Do you think it's good enough for the banter?
I think it's good enough, the banter.
Find Madonna.
Like, I'm not saying she's like drop dead gorgeous or anything, but like she looks better than Madonna.
All right, so here we've got Madonna.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you can see the shine off her, all the plastic shining off her face.
What age would you say she looks in these?
Well, because there's so much plastic, she looks like she's probably in her 50s, but I think she's older than that. 54.
She's 65.
65, yeah, so. Okay. Like she doesn't
right.
like she's
and
probably,
how old is Roseanne?
Roseanne Barr, yeah.
Roseanne is 71, so.
Okay. Now let's see a picture of Roseanne.
Scroll down a little bit. By the way, here's 2011 versus 2023.
Yeah. Even in 10 years.
Looks like she got dreadlocks and
face changed a little.
some weird cheeks, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Lips are a little blown up.
Yeah, Botox. Well, she had a cancer.
She looked like any additional nose.
She just had a cancer tour because she had a freaking cosmetic issue with her face. So
terrible hairdo. So this is kind of an unfair comparison. Anyways, you've got her in a suit and a dreadlock hairstyle versus a dress and like flowing like blonde hair.
She
like,
got a serious bacterial infection from some plastic surgeries.
Is this recent?
I don't know.
Because this looks obviously different than Dreadlock's picture.
Okay, let's go to Roseanne Barr now. Let's see Roseanne Barr.
That may be recent, essentially. All right, Roseanne Barr.
Like, look, that's the picture in. Like, she does not, like, she doesn't have any plastic. That's all natural.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, like, much better than Madonna. Better than Madonna. So,
I don't think I agree.
You don't think
so?
so?
I don't agree.
Yeah, well, it's sad because Madonna's a piece of plastic. Madonna's a Barbie doll. You know? Like that.
Well, you know, I mean, look.
Okay, you can get any bad angle of somebody. You know? There's pictures of me like that out there, I'm sure. So, fuck, lady, any angles matter.
It's also, she's denying the Holocaust. What the fuck, Roseanne?
I don't think she ever
not
denied.
a good person.
I think that was a lie. Right there. So. I listen to Roseanne's podcast. She's not angry. She's always laughing and all that.
Laughing doesn't mean you're not saying the things you said.
I like Roseanne.
Like you can say the N-word and then laugh afterwards, but you still did the thing before.
And Jay's the other right to just like her. I like her for her. And people said a lot of bad things. So
I just don't see a reason.
Joe Biden said that he doesn't want his
her.
kids growing up in a radical country, and then he's a president of the United States. You know. She said some shit when she was on drugs on Twitter. Like, come on, right? Like,
it doesn't really matter if you're on drugs. You said it to the world. Why would you do that?
So did Joe Biden. So,
what did Joe Biden tweet?
He didn't tweet. He made comments about his kids growing up. Like, he made a whole bunch of racial comments in the past and a whole bunch of stuff. And he's a president of the United States now.
Why'd you vote for him then?
Because you didn't need ID.
What, you voted for him? Whoa, yeah. I got you. Illegal. This is a Canadian, and he tried to vote. He just admitted it. He voted for Biden.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so. Anyway, I still think she looks better than Madonna. I think Madonna just looks trash and fake and all that. So. Stop that, cat.
I think I would take fake trash over this.
This
is just not okay. Also, body wise, if we're just gonna like bag it and tag it kind of deal, like no brainer who you're going with.
Body shame. You can't get a body shame. At least she's naturally. She's not pretending to.
Look, we're selecting who we're having sex with. It's not body shaming to be selective who you want to have sex with.
And now we're not talking about sex. I said she looks better. I didn't say. I even said.
What we just? I didn't say better for what? Better for what?
Okay, just better looking. You know.
For what?
It doesn't matter for what.
For acting, for performing,
for looks. Like her looks. Just because you think someone's good looking doesn't mean you want to bang them. You know.
What is it for then? Like, what are we comparing?
It doesn't matter. You know, like.
What are we qualifying them for?
I'm just saying that. I don't even know why. That was started 20 minutes ago.
What are we comparing them? Like, you're saying she's hotter, right? I mean, are you not?
I said she's better looking.
How is? And you're saying that's not a sexual thing?
No.
I don't get what it is then. What is it?
You can't you find? Okay, say, do you have a sister?
No.
Okay. You have a mother. Do you think your mother's pretty?
No.
Okay. Well, you're an asshole. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
So.
My mom is like 70. Like,
okay.
She would know I'm fucking lying, and she'd be like,
but like,
she
actually
probably want me to say what I just said, not lie. My mom's different.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this cat just bit me.
If you like Roseanne, you would love my mom.
Yeah.
Because my mom looks, acts, sounds like Roseanne.
Really?
Not gonna lie.
And
Jay's Plays in Chat is saying
I think
true,
Roseanne's
corroborating my story.
Roseanne's
she loves Roseanne. She loved the show, and I watched it a lot growing up. Yes.
I love Roseanne's
acts like her, and loves her.
You know what? I gotta meet your mom now. Fuck. So,
come on over.
I will, because I do. Like, I think Roseanne.
I don't think we're gonna be ever on the show because she can't figure out shit and won't visit. So
yeah. So, but maybe one day. But
and just to be clear, she looks way more like her here than the other weird ugly.
Yeah, well,
like she looks like the normal. Yes, I know what you're
saying. The one bad picture, one bad angle,
which
you can get with anybody.
Yeah. Well, here's look at this.
Yeah, but that was what, from the 80s. Yes, like, people change, bro. Like, hey. At least
the weird thing is she's hotter in this one than this one.
Well, that's what I said. She, like, in the 90s, you think that she would look at 90s Madonna and 90s Roseanne.
2018. So this one was 6 years ago.
You know. And like, yeah, and she's not bad look. She's not ugly. She's not hot, but she's not bad looking. Madonna, right?
Jay's Blaze says, I watched the Cosby Show. That doesn't mean I like him. Whoa, Jay's Blaze.
Once he gives you a drink, you'll probably say yes to that.
Bill Cosby, for many people, is a very sexy man.
Yeah. See,
I
don't see it either. People. But okay. Well, thank you for being here, everybody.
Everyone has their. Mike likes Roseanne. You like whoever. I already forgot. Cosby.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, please click that follow button. Every follow helps us grow. So we're on Borderline Banter. You can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, formerly known as X. Did that wrong? X, formerly known as Twitter. But yeah,
he wants you to stop doing that. By the way, I read that. You need to stop.
Name.
Right.
Okay. X. It is now X. Yeah, I'm not gonna
stop saying both. And fix the website. You're literally openly doing this.
I can't fix a website.
Also, Elon, fix your website. If you notice in the bottom left there, it's showing the little link. Yeah. It says, I can't even say what it says. It says thewrongthing.com.
But yeah, anyway, we're on there.
He hasn't fixed it.
Check it out. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Check out our show. Give us comments. We like to hear from you. And if you want to be on the show, we'd love to have a conversation with you. Also, Borderline Banter, borderlinebanter.com. You can shoot us a message to be on the show. We like to have conversations, debates, just talk about anything. Give us a shout. And as always, it is okay not to be okay. We take that pretty seriously here at Borderline Banter, suicide prevention. So there's a lot of information on this page. If you want to check it out, definitely go to borderlinebanter.com. Dustin, have anything to say before we go?
I just want to, before I close out here, say the last thing Jay's just said in chat. Does this mean GTA RP servers can use Twitter for Reels now?
Maybe, yeah.
You know how they have to call it Twatter or Squawk or
No.
Squawk Box, whatever they call it. I don't know. Maybe legally, probably not. I mean, I think he probably holds it. Birdie. Oh, that's the one, Birdie. All right. So, in closing, thanks for everyone being here. Really appreciate everyone watching now and later on the YouTubes. Big thanks to Avery for the sub tonight. I always appreciate that, especially. And everyone who helped us get to our 250 goal, appreciate that. Our new goal, Mike, 300 or
should we do 300? Let's do 300.
300. All right, we'll move the goal, and maybe I don't want to sell something we won't necessarily do, but we might throw something up on the screen to start showing our current goal. So we'll see if we can get something.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot you off to someone who's playing some Grand Theft Auto. It's another girl I have never seen. So if it was like the last one, I'm sorry. But yeah, give her a shout. Her name is, as you know, I'm not gonna pick that one just because of her name. But let's go to the other one here. Let's go. I follow some weird people. No, that's good. Good old freaky. Okay, stay safe, everyone. We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend.
Have a good night.